Howdy folks, Andrew Claymore again, this time in a PZKpfw I. This little tank stayed in the German inventory in a fairly big way right up until about 1941. After Operation Barbarossa, they got a good look at the Soviet tanks that were coming off the line, and it was a real eye-opener for the Germans. They decided it was time to get back to the drawing board and come up with something that could penetrate the enemy's tanks. They found things like the KV-1 when they started moving into Russia, and they got scared. Now this little tank has a 7.92mm Mauser, would never have been able to penetrate a KV-1, but that's not its main weapon. In this game at least, and probably partly in real life, the big weapon is its speed. This is fast. It lets you get into this passive scouting point in the middle of the map far quicker than any other tank on the enemy team, unless they have a PZKpfw I as well. Now the passive phase is already over because that M2 medium is caught up and our teammates are not far behind. So time to push forward, break cover, and go aggressive. There's the T-82, T-18. That troll armor on the T-18, that frontal armor, is turning to face me. So he's trying to hit me with his limited traverse. He has no turret. So he's giving his side armor to the tanks that are following me up. And that's going to cost him. Found a few more tanks down around the corner of the road. They are all trying to kill me, which is just fine as far as my teammates behind me are concerned, as it gives them clear shots. Now we're swinging down into a bit of dead ground here. We turn around, move back in around their rear. You can't ask for a better result than this. That martyr's facing me, his rear armor is facing my team. Whatever that Lloyd gun carriage is doing, doesn't much matter. He's sitting in a very exposed spot. He's not long for this world. There he goes, we hardly knew ye. Now we're spotting a few tanks on the ridge line where the rail is. We're swinging around, and there's their second artillery piece. It's time to swing out of there, get a bit of cover, because as you can see, my teammates are pretty far back. They're not really in the best position to provide cover, or fire rather, on what I'm finding. So let's get into the far valley instead of the central valley. I'll swing around, give my teammates time to get a little bit closer. And now when we pop out, there's a better chance that they will be able to put fire on the tanks that I've been spotting. Not going straight in right away. A little more time for the guys to catch up. Well, let's go in and see if we can light up that artillery next. Those two. MTP, the M2. The artillery is over there. And this, not the brightest move. Especially, I hate to admit it, but reconnaissance was my old regiment's specialty, and here I am in a scout tank sitting still. You sit still, you're a dead tank, especially if you blow away your own cover. That was definitely a noob move on my part. But at least I provide some indestructible cover for our M2. So all in all, not a bad match. Good dispositions as well from the enemy team. They kept their martyr back. The heavy armored T-18 went up towards the middle ground and the scout in front of it, but he turned his side armor, the scout was wiped out. They just got fully scouted too early for them to do anything about it. So almost 16,000 credits, just under 500 experience, scout medal, and patrol medal. Not a bad run, 11 tanks spotted, leading to damage or destruction of 10 of those, and a bit of token damage on our own, just for the fun of it. Although I probably did most of the damage to that destructible cover that was saving my life. 17 damage done by our tank, but we got fairly decent experience credits, partly due to the 2 medals, but I would say the bigger part of that is from the scouting damage done. That means the enemy tanks are putting damage into the tanks I find, and I get half credit for that, so just over 1,000 damage upon spotting. So it was very fortunate. No one was on the 0 or 1 line waiting for me to drive straight down their sights. This would have been a very different result. As always, we'll see you right there.